Okay, everything is set on YouTube. Mayor Beagle, the meeting is yours.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the regular city council meeting scheduled for tonight, Tuesday, January 12th, 2021. It's a virtual Zoom meeting. And at this time, can we all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance
To the flag
To the flag
of
of
the
the
United
United
States of
States of
America
America,
and to
to
the
the
republic
to the
republic
republic
for which it
for
for which
stands,
it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
liberty,
liberty and justice for all.
all. Very good. Roll call, and then as a matter of housekeeping, now during roll call, when you announce if you're present or not, please tell the city, state, and county that you are attending this meeting from tonight. Madam Clerk, can I have roll call, please?
Mayor Beagle,
I'm present. I'm in Wixom, Michigan, and Oakland County.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Present and attending remotely from Wixom, Michigan, Oakland County.
Councilmember Behrman,
Present from Wixom, Michigan and Oakland County.
Councilmember Gotchall,
I'm present remotely in Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan, planet Earth. Thank you.
Councilmember Grenlin Fox,
here, City of Wixom, State of Michigan, Oakland County.
Councilmember Sharp,
Present, City of Wixom, Oakland County, Michigan.
Councilmember Smiley,
Here, present, attending remotely from my home in Wixom, Oakland County.
quorum present.
Thank you. Thanks for your cooperation there, fellow council members. Do we have any changes or additions to the agenda tonight as presented? City Manager,
I have no changes, Your Honor. Thank you.
do we have any from the council? Seeing none, I'll close that and move on to the next item of business, which is the approval of minutes. We have one set of minutes to approve tonight. It's the regular city council meeting of December 15th, 2020. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
So moved. Support.
Support.
Any questions, comments, additions? All right, seeing none, I've got a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting of December 15th, 2020. Roll call vote, please.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Yes,
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes,
Councilmember Gotchall,
Yes.
Councilmember Grenlin Fox,
Yes,
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. We have no correspondence tonight, so the next item up is the call to the public. I'll read the rules to the call to the public. They are as follows. The public shall address the council during the call to the public, which shall be included on the agenda immediately after correspondence, again, immediately after new business. The first call to the public immediately after correspondence shall be limited to agenda items only. A person shall not address the council in excess of 5 minutes unless the time extended by a majority of vote of the council present. Persons wishing to address the council tonight shall identify themselves and their place of residence and shall state their reason for addressing the council. All comments by the public shall be made directly to the council. And again, since this is a electronic meeting, members of the public wishing to participate in a virtual public comment must alert us that they wish to speak by pressing *9 on their telephone keypad. By pressing *9, you will activate the raised hand feature, signaling to us that you will wish to comment, and participants will be called one at a time as you would in an in-person meeting. Do we have anybody for any call to public?
One member of the public has raised their hand.
Okay.
Phone caller 9530. You can press *6 on your phone to unmute yourself and address the council.
Thanks, Steve. This is Wes Umlor with the Umlor Group. We're a mid-sized civil engineering and land surveying consulting firm based right here in Wixom at 49287 West Road. We do have a northern office in Traverse City as well. Some of you might be familiar with our firm as we donated the services on the successful completion of the municipal parking lot on Wayne Stock last year. For those of you who aren't familiar with the project, our firm was responsible for all components of the project, including surveying, design, geotech, and construction management. The city, with the help of HRC, sent the project out to bid in 2018 and accepted the low bid of $865,302 from Best Asphalt. The project broke ground in May of 2019, and we split the project up into two construction phases to allow for the parking lot to be used while it was under construction. Throughout the project, we successfully navigated several obstacles, including buried house foundation, old abandoned gas lines that consumers did not have any record of. We relocated some water main due to unmarked gas lines. We found some unused wells that had to be abandoned. There was a lot of unsuitable and unstable soils that had to be removed. And there was high groundwater that resulted in dewatering being required to install the underground utilities. These items typically would be devoted to a contingency line item that would be 10 to 15% of the total construction cost. That would cover these unforeseen and extraordinary items. However, the budget we received did not have a contingency line item. After a lot of hard work by ourselves and the contractor, we were able to value engineer and complete the project to meet the specs outlined in the RFP for $900,427, which is a net change order of $35,125, or about 4%, which demonstrates how we, along with the contractor, were able to successfully navigate the challenges that were presented. In addition, we own and demolished the house at 49308 Wayne Stock and plan to build a new commercial building there in the near future. As you can see, we're vested in this community. We believe we can be of added value to the city and all of your future civil engineering and land surveying projects. On this note, we were pleased to see that the city has started to competitively bid its project, starting with the easement acquisition RFP that was posted on BidNet. Yeah.
If this was the first call to the public, as agenda items only, does this have anything to do with the item of new business that's on the agenda for tonight?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to hold off then until the second call to the public, and we can pick up where we left off, please.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Do we have any other call to the public?
If anybody else would like to address council, press *9 to raise your hand. Press *9 on your phone to raise your hand. We'll give it a moment. No one else has raised their hand at this point.
All right, I'm gonna close the first call to the public. Next up is the city manager's reports. We have two tonight. The fire monthly report for November 2020. Any questions for Chief Roberts? All right, seeing none. Next up is the police monthly report for November 2020. Any questions for Public Safety Director Moore? Deputy Mayor Resnick?
Yeah, Public Safety Director Moore, I just was inquiring, are all members of our fire, EMS, and police department vaccinated, at least the first round?
You know, I'll let Chief Roberts weigh in on the vaccination process for the fire department. I can tell you, I'm still waiting to hear from the Oakland County Health Division with respect to the police department. The fire department members who are also emergency medical technicians were in the first round, or priority 1A. Police departments or police employees who are not medical first responders, which is 100% of the police officers for the city of Wixom, were in priority 1B. So it was one step below EMS and hospital workers. So I'm still waiting to hear from the Oakland County Health Division as to when those vaccines will be available for the police, for the members of the police department. As far as fire department employees go, I'll let Chief Roberts weigh in on that.
Yeah, good evening. Thank you. Currently, 50% of the department has received their initial and follow-up dose. The reason is for that is we did not want to have 100% of the department vaccinated at one time for fear that if there was side effects or symptomatic conditions from the vaccination, we couldn't have everybody sick at one time. Okay, so we have about a third waiting for the second round. And as you know, the vaccinations are not mandatory. And we have a few members who have chose not to get vaccinated.
Okay, thank you for the update.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll close the city manager's report, move to consent agenda. All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the items will be removed from the consent agenda and added to the regular agenda at the end of unfinished or new business. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Support.
Roll call vote, please.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchel,
Yes.
Councilmember Grenlin Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
7 yes.
Thank you. We have no unfinished business tonight, so we'll move on to the only item under new business tonight, which is a recommendation to authorize a service agreement for remote monitoring, revenue collection, and processing for the electric vehicle charging stations on city property with SEMA Connect of Bowie, Maryland, at an annual cost of $480 from electrical expense general account number 101-283-959.234, and authorize the DPW director to sign the agreement. Do I have a motion?
Moved.
Support.
Mr. Sickman, you want to give us a little background on this, please?
Yes, certainly. This electric vehicle charging station was installed over a year ago, and we had some preliminary work with it. It was given to the residents free of charge for about 8 months, and since then it's requiring now to have a specific this contract to be signed and worked through. So we will be putting this in. Initial costs are just for the electrical usage, and this electric is coming off of our street lights, and typical billing for this on a monthly basis is anywhere between $35 and $75, depending on the street lights that are used through the winter. For example, it's a little more, but it's a minimal charge. The contract calls for just monitoring the system to see who's using it and how much it's being used, and we can after 6 months or so, we can determine the costs of these systems and add or subtract the service charges to reflect what the community is using this for. So we're asking for $480, which is just for these 2 vehicle charging stations.
Good. Any questions for Mr. Sickman? Councilmember Berman?
My only question is, do we have any data now on how often it's being used, or because we
Really
weren't paying,
not.
because we weren't
Yeah,
paying
we
for
weren't.
that? We know there's cars parked there, and we know there's cars charging, but they're not paying anything yet.
Yep. And we did get soon after the charging station was shut off for the contract reasons. We did receive 4 calls, so we know at least 4 people were using it systematically. And throughout the summer, we did hear of other folks that were very pleased to see it in the city, and we're willing to pay nominal fees to have this service within our community. we also looked, if you'd noticed, there is another charging station with the public system by the school, and we elected to keep the same charging price as they have, and we were going to touch base with them as well in 6 months to see if they're recognizing any larger fees that wouldn't be necessary at that time.
Thank you.
Deputy Mayor Resnick?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Well, it's a timely topic. GM CEO Mary Barra was a keynote speaker at the virtual CES this morning, and she spent a couple hours talking about the EV and the EV future for General Motors. And we know that Ford has also gone in. By 2030, I think most of us will be eyeing up new car purchases as EVs. So I think it's timely. And a couple of questions I had, and just as a little factoid too, as of today, there's only 490 charging stations, public access charging stations in the state of Michigan with 1,371 ports. So it's actually great that our city has at least 2 of those ports, or actually more than that because we got the school as well. A couple of questions I had. Are additional stations allowed to be added at the same $240 annual price within
Yes.
the contract?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so if you
And
get
we
additional
can
ones.
add through that, and that's I tried to word it that way in case we wanted to put one at the city at City Hall at some point too.
Okay. Also, will our city administration have some mechanism to be able to get in and look at the aggregation of data and change pricing if we determine it needs to be, or do we have to do it through SemaConnect?
We would need to do it through SemaConnect, but I would have that access if the council wishes to have that. I could
I
get
think
that
it'd be good
information
to
for them.
look at the data, as Councilman Behrman pointed out, just to see what the usage and utilization of that is. Okay, very good. And the last thing I noticed at the SemaConnect app, and I think in the AFDC website, still listed as a free service. So if this gets approved tonight, we should make sure that gets changed in a timely fashion so people aren't, it's still free.
Yep. Yes.
Very good.
It'll actually it would be $1 to connect, I think is what we're recommending. And just to connect, and the usage itself would be free at that point.
Yeah. And I noticed that the SemaConnect mobile app is free to download and sign up for an account on it if you have an EV. So it's there on the app stores. That was it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Councilmember Smiley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Hi, Tim. You said that there were 4 residents, or not necessarily residents, but 4 people who called after it was shut down due to the contract expiring. Were they really unhappy? Did it inconvenience them?
They were
a bad experience for somebody.
No, they understood completely, and we informed them we would be getting it back up and running as soon as we could. So,
okay,
yeah.
And, assuming it passes tonight, it'll be back up and operational fairly quickly.
Yes, I hope to do it tomorrow if all goes
Great.
well.
And you'll actually let them know when those 4 particular
Yes,
people.
we'll contact them.
Great. Okay.
Contact the
Super.
people that we have.
That's all. Thanks.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Seeing none, I got a motion and a second to approve the recommendation to authorize a service agreement for remote monitoring, revenue collection, and processing for the electric vehicle charging stations on city property with SemaConnect of Bowie, Maryland, at an annual cost of $480 from the electrical expense general account number 101-283-959.234, and authorize the DPW director to sign the agreement. Roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Behrman,
Yes.
Councilmember Gotchel,
Yes.
Councilmember Grenlund Fox,
Yes.
Councilmember Sharp,
Aye.
Councilmember Smiley,
Yes.
Mayor Beagle,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Resnick,
Aye.
7 yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was our only item of new business tonight. We move on to the second call to the public. The rules to the call to the public remain the same with the exception of this one. You may address the council on anything you'd like to talk about. I know we'll have one coming up, correct? Rob?
Yes.
Okay.
Phone caller 9530. I see you have your hand raised again. Press *6 to unmute yourself and go ahead and address council.
And thanks for your understanding on this, Mr. Umler. We just have protocol we have to follow and.
Oh, yeah, no, I appreciate it. You know, after I got a little more clarity on the agenda item, it actually kind of pertains to it because it was on the parking we designed. So I'm glad to see that it's people are actually using those charging stations. That's awesome. And I'm assuming with all the electronic technology coming out, it'll probably be getting more use. So, but anyway, it was kind of a good segue where I got cut off. We just wanted to basically say that, you know, we're vested in this community. We believe that we can be of added value to the city on all of the future civil engineering surveying projects. And on this note, we were pleased to see that the city started to competitively bid its project, starting with the position RFP that was posted to bid in that November 5th with a deadline of November 25th. Unfortunately for us, we were not aware of the RFP until December 16th when I was reading through the December 8th council minutes. Nonetheless, we decided to submit a bid on the 21st, but it was denied due to late submittal. Subsequent to this, I'm curious to see if our pricing had remained competitive. I submitted a FOIA on the 23rd for the staff report that was detailed or mentioned in the December 8th meeting minutes. It appears that our bid was about 20% lower than the accepted bid, which would be a savings of about $23,130. We subscribe to the BidNet and its program by its very nature post RFPs for a broad spectrum of services and products. Traditionally, in an effort to narrow down the RFPs that we're notified of, we selected the category civil engineering and land surveying. Unfortunately, this RFP did not have those categories selected. Moving forward, we have adjusted and broadened our BidNet categories and of expertise and preferences, and can assure the city that we will be bidding on all future civil engineering land surveying projects and remain committed to adding value to our community. I'd be happy to answer any questions and you may have, and look forward to a better 2021 for Wixom and its people.
Thank you. Do we have any other hands raised for the second call to the public?
If anybody else would like to address council, press *9 on your phone to raise your hand. Press *9 to raise your hand. We'll give it just a moment. No one else has raised their hand.
All right, seeing that, I'll close the second call to the public and move on to city manager's comments. City Manager Brown.
Thank you, Your Honor. The city manager's report, we had a couple of items in there that we have covered. Congratulations to the police department for successfully submitting use of force policy that meets the requirements of the Department of Justice. They've received a certification letter, which is good news for us. It allows us to be available and qualify for grant funding that the Department of Justice may have available in the future. So that was a nice piece of work through the police department. Congratulations to Public Safety Director Moore and the department on that front. The other FYI, two of them, I guess, from the city manager's office. One was related to the posting of our assistant city manager, Director of Economic Development Director position. That has been posted in a variety of venues. We've had a healthy response from interested candidates already, and it's only been posted for just about a week. And we have some interesting candidates already with interesting backgrounds that have submitted full packages, so we're excited to take a look at that. The position was posted on an until filled basis so that we don't have a deadline on it, which allows us to take action when we feel it's appropriate to close out the process and begin interviews. So if anybody's that you know of would be interested in the opportunity, I think it's a great one, obviously working with the city of Wixom. And they can go to our website, wixomgov.org, and type in a search word assistant. And the first thing that pops up is our posting for that. You click on the posting and you'll have full instructions on what you need to do to submit a full packet to the city for consideration. So we're excited about that, and it's going very well in the short amount of time that we've had it posted. The other item was the December drive up holiday lunch pickup that we put together for our senior citizens that were members of our senior citizen function at the city. Our Meyer and Wixom stepped up to the plate big time and sponsored that and really did an excellent job in providing great food and some activities and a variety of other things. And we want to be very appreciative and thankful to Meyer and Wixom for that support. And we had some emails, contacts made to the city that were expressing appreciation for that. We had many. We selected one of them that we wanted to provide that was talking about the things that they appreciated about the event. And then we had one other one also, so from the city manager's office that we included in this packet as well. We'll probably try to do that on a monthly basis at the first meeting of the month to highlight a couple of things that we got in terms of feedback from our residents and customers, so that we can have some information like that provided to council on a pretty regular basis. So we'll be looking for department heads to submit nominations, if you will, for inclusion there. We won't include everything, but we'll try to highlight a couple of particularly striking ones like we had this month. And that's all that I have for my report. If there's any questions on that, or if there's something else on anybody's mind, I'd be happy to try to address that. Thank you, Mayor.
Deputy Mayor Resnick.
We still have skate night on the schedule for this Thursday starting. Is the ice skatable?
I've seen people skating out there. Yes, I have.
Okay. So Mother Nature's been cooperating. Hopefully it stays that way through Thursday.
Yep. Yeah, my comment was they look way better at skating than I am. So I did see some people out there. So.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilmember Smiley.
Thanks again, Mr. Mayor. Just back to the senior holiday luncheon, I just wanted to mention that when those seniors pulled up, I think every single one of them knew Cheryl and Anna and Chief Moore. They all went over, chatted with them briefly. Those three just seem to have a fantastic relationship with our seniors, and they were all super appreciative, and I was impressed at how, Anna knew every one of them by name, Cheryl as well, and as well as Chief Ron Moore. So it was nice. That's all. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, while we're on the subject, Public Safety Director Moore, on the report with the review from the Department of Justice, is that just the first phase of that, or is that completed now?
That's completed, Mayor.
Okay.
At least under the current administration. The current administration issued a executive order on the heels of the incident in Minneapolis where George Floyd was killed. And the executive order is the standards for certification on safe policing for safe communities. And I'm happy to say that I took a hard look at our use of force policy in light of that issue. I made a couple tweaks to it. I added a duty to intervene. I added a prohibition on chokeholds and carotid restraint holds unless deadly force is required. And upon submitting that policy to the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police and to the Department of Justice, they issued us a certification letter. So that tells me that our policy is where it needs to be, and it also qualifies us for possible future federal funding from the DOJ.
Okay, I noticed like in Novi on their police cars, they've got stickers stating that they've passed a certain, will we be getting those for our vehicles too, so our citizens know, or?
Once we have achieved all of the standards for accreditation,
Okay,
council might recall that the police department is pursuing accreditation through the Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police. There's 114 standards that need to be met, and we need to bring the auditors in. It'll be about a year-long process, but
right, all right.
once we've achieved accreditation, I plan on wallpapering the back of the
Okay.
police cars with the accreditation stickers.
All right, that's what, I thought that's what this was all tied into, and that's what I was asking, like if this was the first phase or not.
It's related, but it's related in that the MACP, the Michigan Chiefs, is kind of the conduit through which the policy makes its way to the Department of Justice, but it's not directly tied to accreditation.
Okay, very good, thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll move on to council comments. Councilmember Smiley.
Just it's nice to be back and Happy New Year. That's all I got tonight. Thank you.
Councilmember Sharp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Happy New Year to everyone. And I wanted to thank Mr. Umlar for calling in and reminding us as we go into the new year that the council is certainly interested in saving the taxpayers' money and looking competitively at all bids when they come in. So we look forward to Umlar Enterprises participating in the competitive bidding process for our civil engineering projects this year. Thank you.
Councilmember Berman.
Thank you. I was going to leave it just I hope everyone had a good holiday. But I think maybe we need to have a discussion at a future meeting exactly what happened on this Hubble, Roth, and Clark issue that we approved in December, because it's troubling to have another civil engineering firm come to us this evening and tell us know that he subscribes but never got the information because it wasn't keyed in right. And the fact that his bid, he said, came in 20% lower, I mean, that's $20,000 a year. And why are we not looking at our own homegrown businesses for work, especially one that donated several multi-thousand-dollar project to us? How did this get out? And it was mentioned we only received 2 bids on it. Why did we not look at the Umlar Group or other civil engineering firms? Because I really think we wanted to get some competitive bids to make sure that we're getting the best bang for our buck with Hubble, Roth, and Clark. And just 2 bids on the issue in December definitely didn't, in my mind, meet the nature of what we were looking for, of making sure that Hubble, Roth, and Clark is the best company for us to continue moving forward with.
Thanks. Councilmember Gaccio.
Thank you. Just want to wish everybody a happy new year. I know city manager, we kind of went back and forth about the electric vehicle charging areas. And do you know offhand what those costs? I know we didn't collect anything for those. Or Tim?
You talked about the cost of the actual stations themselves?
Yes.
Tim, do you have a recollection about the per unit cost on that? I do not.
No, I do not have that cost either.
We can get it for you next time. We'll cover it. So.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Yeah, it would just be interesting, kind of echoing somebody's comments earlier about if we can add more to the city in different locations, since that kind of is the future. And then realistically, if people are charging for an hour or something, then they probably aren't sitting in their cars. They want to go somewhere and spend money. So that's helpful. So Walled Lake's one kind of green economy, we can be the other one. So Thank you.
You're welcome. Councilmember Gerlin Fox.
Thank you. I'd just like to, again, thank the Wixom Meyer for their ongoing support and for sponsoring the senior lunch. That was great for them to do that. And then also wish everyone a happy new year.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Resnick.
Just a happy new year to everybody and looking forward to getting a lot of good stuff done in 2021. And hopefully it's a great year for economic development in the city of Wixom.
Yep. And I too just want to wish everybody a happy new year. And I would like to also thank Meyer for their continued support of the Wixom community, whether it be with the seniors or it just seems like every time we go there to talk to them, they're ready to help us out in some way or form. And we appreciate that. And I know that Mr. Umler said that they had their the key words for their bid process in there, and they've changed that. And I'm looking forward to seeing their bids come in to the city for projects in the near future. And with that, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Happy New Year, everybody. Good night. Thanks for the meeting.
Happy New Year.
New year.
Yeah.
Take